Well, Gen Con is at least a week behind us now, and you're probably sitting there with your head spinning, not because you went to Gen Con and it was such a blur, but because I'm joined today by this guy right here. Gary
I'm
Chumley
back.
is back. If you've been a longtime viewer of the channel, you will recognize Gary. He's been around. He's been lurking in the shadows of Indianapolis, and we see each other every so often.
Every so often, yeah.
Some local cons, but at Gen Con we spent some time
We
together
did.
at Gen Con, quite a bit.
Yeah, we walked around one day, I guess like Friday, the whole day.
Pretty much all day.
That was a blast.
So we wanted to do a Gen Con wrap up. Ryan's not here, so you'll have to, maybe Ryan will do his own Gen Con wrap up himself. He was feeling a little sick. He does not have COVID, but he did pick up a little bit of con crowd from the show.
I do appreciate him keeping my seat warm these last few years. So yeah, I appreciate that.
Depending on how this goes, maybe Ryan's seat will be permanently.
We'll just kind of push him off to the side like old time. No, it was a lot of fun seeing him as well.
But we're going to kind of go over some of what we experienced at Gen Con. We're going to wrap things up by talking about not only the MVM event, which, if I do say so myself, was amazing this year.
Yeah, it was great.
But we'll get to that. And then we're going to finish things off by talking about each of our game of the shows. So, Gary, why don't you start? When did your Gen Con start? Because it probably started a little bit different than mine did. Mine started earlier in the week.
Sure. Yeah. Well, usually, because, with work and everything, I usually just take maybe the Thursday, Friday off. But this year I was like, I'm going to take a couple extra days.
Yeah.
I took Tuesday and Wednesday off. So Wednesday I got down there and was able to walk around, spend time with you.
Yeah.
We went through the kind of the exhibit hall. The hotness.
They don't turn the air conditioning on in the exhibit hall.
It's a little sweaty
until Thursday morning.
Yeah.
It's miraculous how cool it gets so quickly, but it's anything but cool earlier in the week. So, and we have to say, we're just walking around.
Yeah.
This is not like all the people in there working and putting their booths together, dripping. And so I was sweating. Those people were drenched.
They were drenched. I'm glad we weren't working. So that was, you should go back out in the hallway where it was cooler.
It feels so good.
It feels so good. But, and honestly, it's so interesting how Gen Con over the years as we've been going, doesn't Wednesday almost feel like part of Gen Con now?
I've been saying this for a couple years, and every year it gets more and more true. Like, I remember back in like the 2017, 2018, we'd get down there a little earlier. Sometimes we get exhibitor badges, so we go down there Wednesday so we can walk around the show floor. Otherwise, they'll kick you out.
Right.
But when we've gone down on Wednesday, and now I'm going down on Tuesday.
Right.
Like, I'm going down Tuesday getting my badge, and there's a lot happening. But Wednesday used to be kind of a ghost town, except for those people in their booth setting up. They're in there setting up. No one else was down there. But now, even people coming in from out of town, I feel like are getting in there early Wednesday, if not Tuesday night.
Yes.
And the halls around the exhibit hall, because like the Indiana Convention Center is open to everybody. You can't get into the exhibit floor without an exhibitor badge, but everyone's just kind of hanging out. There's a lot of the like sort of satellite hotels that have things set up, and people are just playing games.
By the afternoon, I mean, there was literally thousands of people in the convention.
For sure.
I mean, a lot of them are going to will call. They want to get their badges to make sure, they're not doing that on Thursday morning, which is a mistake. If you ever go, don't wait to get your badge on Thursday.
Well, it's almost a mistake to go Wednesday now.
It almost is. I mean, the line is so long. It goes down the longest hallway, almost out the doors to outside.
Yeah,
so
I saw it go
crazy.
out the doors.
Did you?
Like,
I believe it.
It went all the way from will call, which is sort of on the east side of the thing, all the way to the other end next to the JW Marriott, and it went out that door. I can't remember if that was Wednesday or if it was Thursday that it was like that, but I want to say it was Wednesday.
Yeah.
Because most everyone is trying to get down there and get their badges so that Thursday, they're just going in the doors.
Right. We're going. And, honestly, give it up to Gen Con. As many people are in there on Wednesdays. That line actually, it is long, but it actually flows.
Yeah.
I've had myself caught in that line a couple years ago. You have kind of learned to, kind of how to move, get my badge a little quicker, but
without cutting. He's not cutting.
I'm not cutting.
I mean, not that I know of.
Not cutting. I'm not cutting. But they do have it down to a system where it flows pretty easily. So
yeah. Plus, so let's talk about attendance. This is unofficial. There may be official numbers out there. If there are, I'll look them up after we record this and I'll put them down here at the bottom. But verbally, I can tell you what I heard. I heard some people overheard some people talking that were from Gen Con at the show. And I was sitting there talking to someone saying, yeah, they had to have sold out. I think it's like 70,000 people.
Yep.
And the person walked by me and said, I'm actually with Gen Con. It's closer to 80,000 people. I don't know what's accurate there. I thought it was always 70,000 was kind of like the cap.
I heard, I saw there's like an official from the news earlier in the week. They said 72,000. 72. But we know there was more than 72,000 there. I mean, I'm sure some of that has to do with fire marshal stuff and that sort of thing. Sure. But, you know, because you don't even have to have a badge to go into the convention center. And there's people, especially like on Saturday, who want to go see all the cosplay. That's free.
Oh, that's right.
So you have just community people, or even out at the food truck block party thing. And there was definitely closer to 80,000 people there. It was a lot of people.
Speaking of the food trucks, did you make it out there?
I did. And
what did you get?
You know, every year I go to the pierogi trucks.
Yeah, that's what I didn't.
Man, I love the pierogies.
But the only other person that I was standing next to as they ate were eating pierogies. Was that you? Actually, it might have been you.
It might have been me.
I can't remember. But the food trucks can't be missed. It was just a few years ago. I want to say 3 years ago, where they shifted the food trucks from Georgia Street,
right,
which was nice. But it was like, if I had to guess, maybe 8 food trucks.
Yeah, because they would have to rotate them in and out because there were only so many you could get in there.
And they were just on that strip on Georgia Street. Now it's in this, I don't know, is that a parking lot?
It is a parking lot between the convention center and Lucas Oil. So it's a much larger space.
It is. And it's a ton of food
trucks. They're all there.
It feels like a food festival if you just go to a food festival.
There has to be 40 food trucks.
Yes, there's a ton. And they've got everything covered that you could possibly want. I mean, it is food truck food, but oftentimes
some of it's pretty good.
Really good. Like I remember like walking, I didn't get anything, but I remember walking through there and smelling like donuts. Basically smelling things that I wanted to eat.
Right.
My Gen Con started early, as it always does. Actually, Tuesday morning, we had Go On Board here on set. We haven't posted any content yet, but we soon will, because they were here to show us and let us play The Witcher Legacy. This is a follow-up to The Witcher Old World, which we love here at the channel. This is a legacy game. This is cooperative. It's not competitive, but it largely plays very, very much like The Witcher Old World. Not exactly like, it's very different phases, but it has that same sort of card play. But you're working cooperatively, and there's a ton of legacy type things that you'd expect in this thing. Check out our content once we have it posted. We're going to be doing a full preview before they run their campaign, which is inevitably sometime between now and the end of the year. But not only are you stickering things, this is something I had never seen. Let me know if you've seen this.
Sure.
But you're unstickering things.
I have not seen. Well,
there were things that had stickers.
Unstickering.
There were things that already had stickers on them. Oh, you know what? Maybe
Pandemic Legacy Zero.
Pandemic Legacy had some of this.
But not like just component per se.
In this one, and I won't go into too much detail, but you're playing on different maps each time. And the first map we had it was a different map, but it looked reminiscent of Witcher Old World. But each location had a thing you could do, but then there was another thing you could do, but you had to go there and investigate to reveal it.
Oh, interesting.
And then almost every location also had a story-related thing. It's another action you could take to reveal the top part. And then that part, once it was revealed, gave you access to peel off a locked sticker below it. So each location, at least on this map, had 3 stickers already on it.
Oh, wow.
In addition to the core action that you could take at that location.
That's definitely different.
So you were revealing a lot about the game as you were playing it. And like I said, it is legacy, so it is probably for the most part, a one and done, but they did promise that there is, in the end, you're left with a game that you could
you keep playing
continue to play. If you have The Witcher Old World, I think you might just play that.
Sure.
If that's what the scratch or the itch.
That sounds fun.
It was cool. It was very cool and far more narrative, which is the narrative part of the original one is what I liked a lot. So that was an exciting thing. It wasn't widely visible at Gen Con. So I thought I'd share it here so that you all could learn a little bit about some of the stuff that we see behind the scenes. And the other thing that I wanted to say that was behind the scenes, and this we do have content up on, is Sanctuary. This is the follow-up to Ark Nova. It is a lighter experience, but I wouldn't say it's a light experience. This is a tile laying game strictly, but it is probably the most robust and heaviest strictly tile laying game I've played, and it pushes a lot of the same buttons that I think you like having pushed if you play Ark Nova. It's just a much shorter experience that will give you all of the Ark Nova feels, if you will. Like I said, we have a preview up on the channel, and we will, if we don't have it up already, very soon have a playthrough of it so you can see it played in great detail.
I saw a demo of it at Gen Con. It looked great.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, just seeing some of the tiles. So it's something very, especially if it's a little bit shorter play, that's going to appeal to a lot of people who like Ark Nova, but like, I don't want to spend 3 hours playing the game.
Yeah, and I don't mind playing Ark Nova when I bite the bullet and play it.
Right.
But I'm a slow player. When I play with Alicia, she's also a slow player. When we play Ark Nova, if the two of us play Ark Nova, it's probably, even at 2 players, it's probably
it's
a 2 to 3 hour experience.
It's going to be long
for sure.
Yeah.
This is much shorter. Ryan and I played a couple games of it now, and I think if he and I played it again off camera so we didn't have to narrate, it'd be less than an hour.
Oh, wow. That's like a sweet spot.
Yeah, it's really good. So those are a couple of the games I saw that weren't exactly like highlighted and certainly not being sold at the show. Did you see anything at the show that you're like of note, but not your game of the show?
Yes, definitely 2 games.
Okay.
Spooktacular by Level 99.
I heard good things.
Good things. I still have yet to play it, but I've watched a couple playthroughs. It's like you're a kid and your friends and you're at the movie theaters, like a matinee. You know, you go watch the old horror movies and stuff, but it's like a theater with little theaters inside of it. Everybody's watching their little horror movies, but each player is a monster, and there's 20 unique monsters in this game. It's as if the monster's coming out of the screen. You're devouring kids, scaring kids.
That's a flip.
Yes, it's a little bit of a flip, and you're just moving all around. But each character, almost the fun of the game is trying a new character, because each game may last 45, 60 minutes too. Okay. Simple rule set. Just see what's on your board. Your board tells you what you do and what your objective is, and then get going. So I knew that one would be hot. It was being sold at the miniature market booth. And they sold out the first day. It was gone. But I'm really excited. I got able to grab that. Looking forward to that. And also Battle of Hoth. By Asmodee. It's, if you played Memoir 44, this is Star Wars Memoir 44. A little more streamlined. Also, there'll be a little there's some leader powers. Like, you know, if you're on the dark side, you have like Darth Vader. If you're on the Alliance side, or you'd be like Han Solo and stuff. Got your little AT-ATs. I mean, it just looks great. We're talking like, probably once you get going on this game, a 30 to 60 minute game. There's different scenarios. I got it because I wanted to play it with my son. Busted out with him. He's like, oh, this looks so awesome. And that was a super hot game too. That also went pretty fast.
Yeah, those were, I mean, a lot of the hot games are always limited. I know that one was limited.
It was
on the dailies. They had that, and they had Fate of the Fellowship, the Lord of the Rings cooperative. That's kind of like a lot like Pandemic, but it's not a pandemic game. I think those two,
and I grabbed that one as well.
Yeah, you did. I know Fate wasn't expected to be at the show. I don't know. I think Hoth was always expected to be at the show.
It was expected. The first day, because I was there early, because I couldn't get like in the exhibit hall, so I had to go stand in line like everybody else with the running of they call it the running of the nerds when everybody runs in when they open the door. Battle of Hoth was my first spot. Get there and they go, we don't have any Battle of Hoth unless you pre-ordered. And like 50 people leave the line. And I'm like, oh, okay. Well, I just wait around for a couple hours waiting. That's when I went and got Spooktacular. I come back a couple hours later. They go, I see the guy go standing in there, the Asmodee guy, and he's like, oh yeah, we've been selling Hoth today. I'm like, what? So I walk up there. I see a Battle of Hoth. I'm like, sweet, I'm gonna get one. I like a Battle of Hoth. They go, we don't have any for sale. And I'm like, what about that one? It's just for display. Come back tomorrow. So I had to wait I had to go back another day or the next day, and I was able to grab one. I'm thankful because they went pretty fast.
So the first day was maybe just pre-orders?
It was definitely if you pre-ordered. I think they probably had some sitting there, and those are the ones that went probably careful and cautious and weighing what they needed. But when I did pick up Battle of Hoth, they're like, we also have Fate of the Fellowship. Anybody wants it? Sure. Yes, please.
Yeah, we still don't have a copy of Fate of the Fellowship. I really want to get that here so that we can play it.
Looks great. I built the tower, the dice tower, which is the Tower of Mordor.
Yeah, I've heard that's amazing. Completely superfluous, but very cool.
And it looks great.
Yeah. And it fits in the box, right?
It fits in the box.
Built, which is amazing.
Yes. They were very forward thinking. Even with there's sections where you can put your cards, and there's room for if they're sleeved, which I did because it's
nice.
Kind of a little bit of pandemic, so you're gonna use your cards a lot. So looks great. Can't wait to play that one.
Yeah, a couple of other games I saw. One that I didn't pick up, and I'm gonna buy after the fact because I think it's available on their website, and it is Regicide Legacy.
Oh, I didn't hear about that one.
Do you know Regicide?
I don't.
So Regicide is a game that's existed for quite some time. I've never played it. I know, shame on me. But it's mostly playable with a normal 52 card deck.
Oh, wow.
I believe you can play Regicide with a standard deck of cards. Correct me in the comments if I'm wrong. But they have a themed deck, a deck that's specific for Regicide.
Okay.
They also, and I think this is relatively new, they ran a campaign and I think it's delivered, but it's available. And I think this is the first con it was available. Regicide Legacy, which is effectively the same game, but it's a legacy Regicide. And the box is really cool. All these extra cards, all these what looked like little decks. It was just a really nice presentation.
That sounds interesting.
And it was one of those games that I didn't dig too deeply into, obviously. But it was one of those games that every so often at a Gen Con, I'll walk by a little booth and go, what's this? And this was a pretty small booth that they had. And I was like, it looks nice. The guy, we've had some contact with them over the years. And he was like, oh, yeah. I said, I'm not going to buy one today, but I'll probably order one from your website. So I'm looking forward to getting that and trying it. I know Rob Rouse at Blue Peg, Pink Peg, he probably has a copy because he's talked about the game to me in the past and he's a big fan. So there was that one. We also got this game just before Gen Con, Railroad Tiles. This is from Horrible Guild, and it's from the same designers behind Railroad Inc., that old roll and write.
Oh, yeah.
But this is, and it's not exactly that game, but it definitely is very similar to that game, but it's not a roll and write. It's with tiles, and you're drafting these tiles groups at a time, and then adding them to your own little area, trying to do a number of different scoring things in the game. Very simple, very easy, very sort of like what you'd expect from a tile laying game. But I liked it better than Railroad Inc. just because it's cooler to
more tactile.
It's more tactile specifically, but it's also you can look at it afterwards and it looks nice because the tiles are really nice looking too.
Is this the first time you always see roll and write? It went the opposite way. Yeah, it's always a roll and write comes from a game that's already there. Now here's a roll and write. Oh, we've actually made a tabletop.
Yeah, Ryan and I, we played it. And we actually recorded a thing just before Gen Con that we didn't get edited in time, but I'll get that up on the channel soon. We did a sort of preview overview of the game, and that is one of the things we talked about. Where we're like, is there another game that went that way?
The other way, yeah.
Roll and write first, because everyone's done the opposite.
Exactly. Everybody. Right.
But those are a couple of the games that of note for me personally. There were a number of other games that were hot.
Yes.
So one of those games for sure, and we have content up on the channel on this, is Lightning Train. Lightning Train from Direwolf. That was another one selling out very quickly every single morning. Bag builder train game, leaning more into the deck buildery vibes of bag building.
I saw Mistborn, even though that came out last year. I heard that guy, he brought 600 copies.
He had, when we were walking around Wednesday, or when they were setting up, they had a massive stack of that.
And I think he sold out of all of it.
Oh, I'm not surprised.
By Sunday.
That's a great game. We've done plenty of content on that. Mistborn, the deck building game, is really good. Even if you're not a fan of Mistborn, it is a really good game. Mistborn has a huge built-in fan base, and the game's doing well. It's a solid game. They'd be crazy not to do an expansion.
And I just because going by every day a couple times, I think Capstone had a really good con.
Yeah, Capstone, they didn't
nailed it.
They did. They always do. And the last couple years, I feel like they've had, or at least one of the years when they had the Gaia Project expansion.
Yep.
They had that. I think that same time they had Pirates of Maracaibo for the first time.
Yep.
They had Pagan for the first time. This was last year.
Last year, right.
That was huge for them. I don't know if this year was as big, but I mean, in addition to having Sanctuary behind closed doors, they had an expansion for Pirates of Maracaibo,
which was sold out.
Yeah, that was sold out. Yeah, I didn't even see how many they had there.
They had a lot, and they sold out. Yeah, there was a whole big stack of it.
They had
Galileo Galilei,
which I think, Galileo Galilei, Tea Garden. And then they barely got Sunavalo.
Oh, Sunavalo. Yeah, the 1 to 2 player game.
They got that in, from what I was told, like 2 days before the convention.
Yeah.
I don't know what ones, they had some Sunavalo at the end. It is it's a heavier 2-player game. But a lot of those other ones, I think Tea Garden, Ryan played Tea Garden, even though it's been out since Essen.
Right.
This is the first it's out. He played that and really likes Tea Garden.
A lot of that was that Thomas Holek.
Yeah.
Yeah. Who was there?
Yeah, he was there
signing stuff. I mean, what a year. SETI, Tea Garden, Galileo Galilei.
Well, and he's got some other things coming up too. I know he has I want to say he has it's a different publisher entirely that he's working on a game with. So he's
having a good year.
He had 3 games last Essen, and he's not looking back.
Wow, yeah.
One game I didn't get to see that we had in our Gen Con most anticipated was Dirt and Dust.
Oh, yep. I saw it being demoed.
I heard a lot of after our video, we had a lot of people in our community on Discord say, "Oh, I saw that. Yeah, I pre-ordered it, so I'm picking it up." And in the copy they were going to send to us, basically got sent to Gen Con as part of their pre-order sale. So we still don't have a copy here, but we will get one eventually. But yeah, their pre-orders sold out for that thing.
I think they were only going to do 100, and they sold out those pre-orders pretty quick.
Yeah, I talked to some people who did run the demo or demoed it. They really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
In fact, 2 of the people that played it and enjoyed it, Gary and I played a game of Collect with.
Yes.
Collect is a game that I mentioned on our most anticipated, sort of like Cloak and Dagger style. It's a game coming from CMON. And full disclosure, I work for CMON, so take all this with a grain of salt. But we had a blast playing it. I haven't paid Gary to say anything positive about it. But there were 2 guys that we met at the Rolling Dice and Taking Names Strike tournament. They had watched our video, and in that video, I'd said, "Oh yeah, make sure and say, hey, David, Ryan, let's play tag team." And at their Strike tournament, I just heard David tag team, and I looked, and long story short, Gary and I were walking out of the Strike tournament with these 2 guys, and I just kind of said, "Hey, you guys got anything going on? Let's play a game." And we played 6 games, or
at least
6 rounds of Collect, which is like 2 full games, one
individual,
and then we played team games because they wanted to play it. And I have to say, as a representative of CMON, I'm excited to see the feedback that we're getting. Everyone seemed to be having fun with it. We'll have more. Well, we probably won't have content on the channel because I don't like to blur it too much, even though I'm talking about it right now. But check out CMON's YouTube channel. Eventually, we'll probably have some more content coming very soon when we fully announce that thing. But we had a lot of fun with it.
Well, as a non-representative of CMON, it is legit a fun game.
It's a fun little family weight game.
I mean, we're in the age of small card games right now.
Yeah.
And this one, I mean, everybody's looking for the next Flip 7.
Yes.
First is what's going to be like, the next Code Names or the next Just One or the next, now it's Flip 7. Now this game, not Flip 7, but it's that fast, quick, easy to do, great art. I honestly, truly, genuinely enjoyed it. I actually can't wait to have my own copy. Maybe I know somebody.
I'm paying Gary right now. No, it is a lot of fun. Hopefully you'll be able to check it out. It's going to be an Essen release. We're going to have limited quantities at Essen.
Yeah.
Or CMON's going to have limited quantities at Essen. So be sure to check that out. And speaking of small box games, that is the last thing we wanted to talk about before our games of the show was just sort of this general trend.
Mm-hmm.
The small box game seems to be king of the castle when it comes to Gen Con these days. Back in the 2017 to pre-COVID times, it was always like a handful of midweight euros.
Right.
And there is still that. Those still do well. Like we said, Lightning Train was a big seller. I would put Battle of Hoth in that same
Yeah,
realm.
that would be in there. Yeah, that's going to be in there.
Even though it's not exactly a euro, but those meteor sort of like hobbyist games.
Right.
Now, like starting the last few years, things like Flip 7, things like The Gang, Sky Team, 2-player games are sort of all the rage. And they're kind of leading the hotness, if you will, at Gen Con. Cat and the Tower is another like little fun little game like that was pretty hot this.
Yeah, All Play. I mean, they always and they always have their cool booth. Did they have like 3 of those this year? Or they
I think people are copying them.
Like, okay, that's what it is.
All Play has a really good booth layout.
It's very clever.
They established that thing. If you've never seen it, it's like a bunch of tables with like sort of like placards above them, like a ton of these little square tables with a handful of their newest games set up. And then their cash wrap, they don't have games stacked up everywhere, but their cash wrap has all their games represented. And you just go to the thing and say, this is the game I want. And they go back and get it. It's because now it's like a storefront.
Yeah, it almost looks like a tower. But each side, because you're standing in line, you could just pull the game out, whichever side you're on.
It almost feels like you're buying shoes. Like, all the things on display in a wall, and you just take one. And
that, or you're at the cash register and like, well, I didn't need that M&Ms, but I'll take one of those, and I'll take one of those. And
they're all small box.
And they're all small box.
I'll play. Yeah. I can't think of any that stood out this year. Ruins was one that John D. Clare designed.
There's Twinkle Twinkle. I know a lot of people
Twinkle
were grabbing a lot of those.
And we saw Twinkle Twinkle. This is a segue, by the way. I saw it on the table at our MVM Gen Con event, and I didn't realize, I don't know if this is the base game, but the pieces were translucent.
Yeah, they're like translucent.
So you can flip them
tiles.
Over. They're not just cool looking, but you can flip them over and use them to solve the puzzle that you're solving a little differently if you want to. That game looks really cool.
It looks really great on a table for a small box game. I mean, and these boxes are like this. And they even had smaller card games.
They have that. They have itty bitty ones now too, like Panda Panda. They had recently.
Soda Jerk.
Yep. Oh, that's Chris Yee's game.
Chris Yee's game.
Have you played it?
I demoed it. Yeah, it was fun.
All right.
Yeah, don't be a jerk,
Chris. But shout out.
That's right.
I'm sure he's not watching.
But, don't be a jerk.
But yeah, the MVM event was sort of honestly for us, and we are biased. It was the highlight of my week at Gen Con. It was sort of on my mind the whole time. There's some planning and stuff that goes into that. So it went off better than I could have imagined. It was about 100, I would say between 120, 130 people at various times eating pizza, playing games. And I want to stress that. Last year we've had that event, and a couple years prior we had like a dinner. But last year when we had the event, there were some games being played. This year, everyone just sat down and started playing games. We had a ton of great table space for the games, but there wasn't a lot of like cocktail mixer mingling of people. Everyone got a game out and was playing it. And then we had a big game giveaway, ate a lot of good pizza.
It was a blast.
It was a great time. This is your first announcement for next year. I'm going to get that exact same space for the exact same time. So that we can all plan on it again. But it was a really, really good time.
The space was awesome. It is great. It's truly a great event. Lots of fun people. I mean, I saw Sanctuary being played. Yeah. Everybody's playing the small card games. I mean, we were playing and playing and playing. And it was just a lot, just super, super fun.
Yeah, so much fun, in fact, that the Evil Jerk crew, by the way, shout out to the Evil Jerk crew. This is a group from Chicago. I met 2 of them, a husband and wife, years ago at the Bezier booth. There was like a contest where Bezier ran something and they could play with people from MVM. So I played Suburbia with them years ago at the Bezier. And this was like 2018, 2017, maybe.
Long time ago.
Anyway, I've stayed in touch with the guy, and he's brought this crew the last 2 years. He brings like 10 people to our event. Anyway, they are from Chicago, and I wasn't aware of this, but there's this alcohol in Chicago. Were you still at the event at this time?
I must have missed this. Yeah.
We were closing out the event.
Oh.
They bought this stuff called Jepson's Malort.
Uh-oh.
This is like some sort of Chicago-based liquor. And you may or may not know this. I'm not a big drinker. I don't drink much at all. I barely drink socially. But at the MVM event when people, loyal, viewers and friends say, David, you've got to try some. We brought this. It's from Chicago. We're all going to do a shot of Malort.
Clean your sinuses out.
If I can get the video from them, I'll share it right now so you can see it. Or maybe after the end of this video. This stuff tasted awful.
Gasoline.
It's awful. When I said, what does it taste like? Is it good? They interrupted the word good with all of them went, no. It's awful. They described it like, they said it tastes like burnt tires. Someone else said it tastes like burnt hair.
Oh my God.
And then after
Sign me up.
So speaking of the people that were there, Isaac Childress was there.
Yep.
I'm name dropping, by the way.
Here we go.
Frank from Fureland. This is the guy who was demoing Sanctuary for people. He runs Fureland. I called them over and they also participated. And Isaac nailed it. He said it tastes like rotten grapefruit because it leaves a very, very gross, bitter taste in your mouth. But
which brings up more questions, Isaac. How do you know what a rotten grapefruit?
He probably eats grapefruit, and it did have a grapefruit flavor, but it wasn't a good grapefruit flavor.
Gotcha.
So he was just applying rotten.
Right. Okay.
Anyway, that's not what all the event was, but that's how the event ended that night. So it was a really, really good time, and we're gonna wrap up.
Yeah.
Talking about our games of the show really quickly. I know this has been a little longer than what I anticipated. What was your game of the show?
Okay. My game of the show, but not necessarily my game of the con, but my game of the...
Oh, I think I know what you're going to say.
Yeah.
You played this at the event.
Yeah, I played this at the event.
Yeah,
there was a game I played at the event that wasn't at Gen Con. But my game...
Gary's cheating.
I am cheating a little bit. My game of the show, I'll make this quick. My game of the show that was at Gen Con, capstone game, Up or Down, Kramer Kiesling, small card game. I knew it was coming out. It really did. I'm like, I don't want to make elevators going up and going down.
That is a good game.
And it is a fun game. You can teach it to anybody literally in 2 minutes.
Yeah, we put content up on the channel for that too, I think. If we didn't, and I'm lying, we'll put it up soon.
Fantastic game. I highly recommend you pick it. If you need another filler game for 15, 20 minutes, sit around with family, it is a very, very good game.
Yeah.
My game of the con was a game that wasn't there, but it's a game I ordered.
And it was played there.
And it was played.
In fact, there were 2 copies of it at the MVM event being played, and I had barely heard about it. And I didn't play it, but it looked like a blast. What is it?
It is Hot Streak.
Yeah.
Hot Streak is made by CMYK.
Yep.
And it's got, there's probably some content out there in the interwebs that you can see. It is basically mascot racing, like the baseball game. They got the big wiener guy.
Yeah, there is literally a big hot dog guy.
There is a big hot dog guy.
Yeah, these weird painted
and they are nice,
really nice figures.
Really nice figures, and each one has little eyes like in the chest. That's where the people are seeing. It's like the eyes of the person that's in the costume.
Oh, I didn't notice that.
Yeah, each one has that, so it's great, and it's basically ready, set, bet ish.
Yeah.
Because you're gonna make bets, but
it's not real time, right? Like
no,
you're not betting real time.
What you do though is there's a stack of cards. Every character has the same type of cards, like move forward, fall down, turn around, swerve, these kind of things. But you're gonna shuffle it all up, and you're only gonna play with 10 cards, and you actually show everybody the 10 cards.
Oh.
So they kind of know, okay, what
could happen.
The wiener guy, Hurley, he's got some good cards, so I'm probably gonna make. And then you're gonna make bets. And you're only going to make 2 bets. Super easy. It's a snake draft of bets. And there's a side bet that you can also make as one of your bets. And then you shuffle all the cards up. You just start playing. I mean, it is stupid. It is, but you can see it. And we were all getting into it.
This game at the event had people getting up abruptly from the table, walking around because
yelling,
they just nailed a bet.
Or like, no, my guy just turned around and ran into another guy and he's out of the race. I mean, and you play 3 rounds. There's some things that go on with each round to make it even more fun. But Hot Streak, people were even ordering it after we were playing it.
Jeremy Howard ordered it, and I think he might have got the last copy.
He may have, because people tried.
Someone shortly ordered it right after him, and it said for pre-order from their website. So
right.
I think they're probably out of it now.
But if you need something just super fun for a party,
I'll be buying it for sure.
The production value is amazing. So much fun. I highly, highly recommend this game.
Yeah, it looks really cool. I'll make mine really quick. I had 2 games that I want to talk about that I would say were my game of the show. The one that I would say is definitely my game of the show is Tag Team. We've had content up on the channel on this. I promise what I'm about to say is not sponsored by Hachette or Scorpion Mask. But Tag Team, I went to the Hachette event the night before Gen Con started. And because I'd played it a few times, there was a lot of people there. They had a bunch of demos tables set up for it, probably like 6 to 8 places where you could play it. And they had one guy from Scorpion Mask, I think, demoing it. So I went over there, and because I like teaching game, I just like doing that. I was the obnoxious guy who's like, hey, have you played? I'll teach you. So I sat down with a fellow content creator, and he hadn't played, and I'm like, I'll play. So he and I played. Then I saw Paula Deming and her husband partner come in, and I said, have you played this? No. Sit down. I taught them. Then there was another couple content creators. It was all a content creator party.
Right, gotcha.
It was a media event. They sat down. They needed help. I helped another group that was like learning to play. This is part of the reason why my voice was shot very early in the week. But I had as much fun playing it as I did teaching it.
It was hot.
Check out our content. It did sell well.
It was a hot
2-player game. And unlike Hot Streak, where it sounds like you're shuffling the cards up each time, this one, you're not shuffling your cards. You're adding cards to the deck, but then flipping them over in the same order. So it almost feels like programming it. They call it an auto battler after sort of the video games that are auto battlers. But Tag Team. And then there was another game I was introduced to at that event from the head of Randolph Games, who is involved with Hachette as well.
Right.
And I see him once a year at Gen Con at this event. A great guy. But he had this giant top hat on, like Mad Hatter, and he was playing this game called Rolly. And it was coming out. It's coming out at Essen, and he gave me a copy.
Oh.
And I think we had it at the MVN event, and people were playing. It, too, is another one of those betting games.
I missed this one.
It had the vibes of Flip 7, but not the mechanics. You're rolling dice, and there's all these different denominations of money.
Right.
And when someone rolls the 2 dice, and the dice have the different denominations.
Oh, okay.
As long as the 2 dice are different, everyone at the table can take one of the 2 denominations shown, right? And you take the denominations, those are going to be your points at the end of the game.
Right.
But also, each denomination of money has these chips. So at the end of the game, whoever has the most of a certain denomination, they get the chip points as well.
Oh,
so there's like high, mid, and low value chips for first, second, and third for each denomination, which explains why some of the denominations, there's a 0 denomination. So you could take a bunch of the zeros. You're not scoring any points, but you have access to those chips.
Yeah.
There's even -5 denomination, which you wouldn't normally want to go for, but those chips are even higher value.
Yeah.
The rub is that if you haven't banked your money, which is something you can do on your turn, instead of like taking money, I think, you can bank the money you have. And then you can still get back into the mix. So you're not out. But if you haven't banked your money and someone rolls the same denomination on both, if you have even one of that denomination, you bust and you lose all your unbanked money. So it definitely
I missed this. That's interesting.
I don't think they had it on the show floor, but they had a nice big table set up at their event. And it was definitely, if you like playing Flip 7, you'll like this sort of game. There's a lot of these gambling, have a night with Hot Streak,
there
Flip
you go.
7, and Rolly when it comes out. It was just a blast.
Because these games are great, especially like the Hot Streak, even Flip 7. Sometimes there's like stand-up moments.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
And that's those are just so much fun.
Stand-up moments and outbursts.
Yeah, outbursts.
Where the whole table just goes, oh! And like at Gen Con, you hear that, and you're like,
what are they playing?
What are they playing? Why am I not playing that?
Playing this dry Euro. That looks like fun over there. What are they doing?
And that, I think, speaks to why the trend, not only at Gen Con, but the trend in the hobby is going towards more of those types of games. It's at least definitely the trend in my personal taste. I mean, I'll still play a good medium weight Euro, even a heavier Euro at times. But I just get these types of games to the table so much more often.
Yeah.
And with such a wider variety of people in my life that it definitely seems like the trend going forward.
Absolutely.
But that is our Gen Con wrap up. We've talked much longer than we expected. Gary and I talked before we started recording, said, let's do 10, 15 minutes.
You know,
I haven't even looked, but this feels longer than 10 or 15 minutes.
16 or 17.
Yeah, maybe. We might edit this whole thing down. Right. But if you went to Gen Con, if you didn't go to Gen Con, let us know what you thought of what we talked about just now. Let us know what you thought of the show if you want. What was your game of the show? Do you think we were like high when we chose the ones that we talked about? Let us know in the comments. Until next time, though, make sure everyone has fun at the table, and we'll see you then. Yeah. Fun at the table, everybody. Fun at the table. There you go. Cheers, dude. Woo-hoo! It's terrible.